If you or someone you know drives a Ford, you may want to pay attention. In fact, you should pay attention because about 275,000 Ford trucks sold between 2003 and 2007 have known engine problems, and apparently Ford isn't doing a whole lot to help. Well, here to tell us more is Andy Crouppen from Brown & Crouppen. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Clean-shaven.
Yes.
It's the first thing everybody said to you when you came in.
I guess I don't shave enough. You know, it gets worse than that. It's 275,000 per year were put on the road from 2003 to 2007. So you're talking over 1 million engines in Ford trucks and Excursions.
And if they go back to 2005, did you say?
2003.
2003, those trucks are out of warranty.
They are. That's the problem.
And there was a problem that devalued these trucks. And we can talk about the dangerous issues, but the fact is it took away from the value of these trucks and caused the owners hardship in the form of repair bills.
It did. Oh, and a lot of these people, you know, imagine who's buying a Super Duty truck. You have small business owners, you have farmers. They use these things for work. It's part of their livelihood. So on one hand, they couldn't even use them for work. On the other hand, it's dangerous. But then if they had a third hand, the problem is the resale value plummets.
Right.
So they couldn't even sell it and then get something that actually could help them do their work.
And the word is out on them now. So that's taking the value too.
Exactly.
So let's tell people which engine this is. This is the 6-liter engine, right?
Yes, it is. It was
called the...
I'm sorry?
What is it called?
It's the Ford 6-liter engine. There were a couple different versions, the 6.4 and the 6.7-liter engine. I don't think... They didn't have the same problems.
It's called the Power Stroke, right?
Right. I'm sorry. The issue was it was some novel way they handled the fuel injection on the 6-liter version of it.
I see.
And what Ford was doing, it's terrible. On the one hand, Ford is out here saying, look at this hand, you know, best in class, most longest lasting diesel on the market. And then on this hand, they're over here suing Navistar, saying
who made the engine,
saying this is the worst engine we've ever put out in a mass market, and so they're really just, and they weren't telling this to consumers.
The Navistar suit was kind of on the sly. They kept that on the down low. They didn't tell anybody about it.
Right, but they're telling you how great this engine is.
Right, and they're hesitant to respond to, especially since some of these are out of warranty now.
Right.
They're not responding to
it.
So one of the problems was the truck would, the motor would actually stall.
Among other things, yeah, people would pull out into traffic or just be driving and the motor would just stall, so that caused safety issues.
Absolutely.
You were unable to do, you know, heavy towing, that kind of stuff. It was, they spent over $1 billion on warranty repairs on this engine. They had, of their truck lines, they had about 10% of them had this engine in it, but it accounted for almost 80% of the warranty work they were doing. So, you know, these were significant problems. They were aware of them. They were suing the company that made them, but then telling consumers how great they were, and it was even a $5,000 option. They were upselling you on this engine as being so great.
And get this, this motor was used in ambulances in some cases.
It was. You know, so it really, Ford needed to and didn't, but now hopefully will step up, take responsibility.
So what do you do, real quick, because we're out of time, but what do you do if you have one of these?
Well, we're looking into these right now. There are lawyers across the country who are looking into it as well. I think you call a lawyer and find out what your rights are.
All right, Andy. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. If
you
have a legal question for Brown & Crouppen, email us at greatday@kmov.com.